I run a business from home, pray 5 times a day, train 4 times a week, and I spend quality time with friends and family, and I still have hours left over. People ask me how I do it, and so I want to share something very personal, which is my framework taught to me by my spiritual teacher. I've been running my entire life on this framework. Everything you do in your life, every single thing, falls into one of the 4 segments that I'm going to talk about. And when each one has its place in your day, you stop feeling like you're behind on everything. I'm sharing what my day looks like, and if you want my framework and apply it to your life, then I have prepared a branded framework for you, which you can find in the description. Now, segment 1 is your time with God, segment 2 is your time to learn and earn, segment 3 is your time for family, friends, and rest, and segment 4 is for entertainment. That's the whole system. Now let me show you what it looks like when you're actually building something. Segment 1, your time with God. This is the anchor, and it's the most important part of my life. Everything else holds up because this part comes first. And here is what most people miss. This isn't some spiritual discipline, it's mental clarity. By the time I sit down and work, I've already been still, I've already cleared my mind. And I'm not reacting to the day, I'm entering it on my own terms. If you're not religious, this still applies. Meditation, journaling, silence, whatever gets you grounded before the noise starts. The principle is the same. It is to connect with something higher than you, something bigger than your task list, before you touch your task list. I give this about 2 hours, but some days it stretches longer. But the point is that this is protected time. It doesn't get pushed for a deadline. Segment 2 is your time to learn and earn. This is the block that everyone obsesses over. People in business love saying that they work 18-hour days. And you have 24 hours. Take away sleep, you get about 18 hours. But I have watched founders do exactly that and end up with nothing worth protecting. No relationships, no health, just the work. And here is what nobody says out loud. If you died tomorrow, someone else would run your business, or they wouldn't, and it would end. But either way, the world keeps moving. Everything you build gets either replaced or forgotten. The founder I'm building Kazemi for knows this. They're not the type of person to give everything to work. They built something serious while staying full human being. Someone with a life outside of what they're creating. Now, this is not a compromise on ambition. That is what the standard actually looks like. I give this about 6 hours of deep work. Sometimes 8 if I am deep in the build. But here is the thing, 6 focused hours where you know what you're doing beats 12 scattered hours where you're switching between tasks and pretending that you're productive. This is where I build Kazemi, and because every other segment of my life is handled, I'm not sitting at my desk distracted by guilt that I haven't called my family, or haven't trained, or haven't prayed. The other segments basically free this one up. Now, segment number 3 is time for family, friends, and rest. This segment is simple, but people often sacrifice this one first. Their sleep gets cut. Their family time becomes what's left over after work. And then they wonder why they feel empty, even when the business is growing. I sleep about 6 to 7 hours, and that's non-negotiable. I know the culture says, sleep less, do more, which if it works for you, then fair enough. But I think it's important to get an adequate amount of sleep where you can function at your best. Family and friends get about 4 hours spread across the day, and I work from home, so this is organic and genuine quality interaction that I have. One thing that I want to add to this is that it doesn't have to be structured, it just has to be intentional. There is a difference between being in a room with someone and being actually with them. Segment number 4 is time for entertainment, and I personally call this Halal entertainment, and these are the things that you don't have to feel conflicted about afterwards. For me, this looks like going to the gym, reading a book, and exploring a new place. With this segment, you basically want to do the things that brings you peace and joy. And the key word here is peace, not stimulation. A lot of what people call entertainment is actually just numbing, scrolling, binging, and just consuming without thinking. That's not rest, that's avoidance. I give this about 4 hours a day, and before anyone says that is a lot, 2 of those hours are training at the gym. If you are someone who takes your health seriously, then that is just what it costs. And it also gives back in energy, discipline, and clarity that makes other segments better. Another thing that you have to understand is that you don't have to choose entertainment daily. Some days this block is 2 hours, some days it's 1, but it just needs to exist. Cutting it entirely is how you burn out and tell yourself that it came out of nowhere. That's how my 24 hours look like. In reality, it fluctuates, and that's fine. Some days the work takes more time and other days the rest takes more, but the framework stays. What you need to know is that the framework doesn't break when you flex it. It breaks when you delete a segment entirely and pretend that you don't need it. And most people don't feel lost because they're lazy. They feel lost because 3 of the 4 segments are getting neglected and all the energy is going to one, which is usually work. And work cannot carry the entire weight of your life. It was never supposed to. I write about these kinds of things in more depth in my journal Kazemi entries, how I structure my weeks, what I'm building, the decisions I'm making, the lessons I'm learning as I go. And if this resonated with you, that's where I go deeper. The link is in the description.